I'm Dr. Kristen R. Bromley. This Guitar 101 series, which is part of my online music academy, is a beginner through intermediate level guitar course similar to the in-person ones I teach at the university. The course progresses from complete beginner through gaining capability in playing songs in various styles and covers playing chords and melodies and reading chord symbols, tablature, and standard music notation. With the Guitar 101 course, we use 3 of the books from my method book series: Chords and Harmony books 1 and 2, Note Reading books 1 and 2, and Tablature, which are all available for purchase through Amazon and Google Play. Links can be found in the description below or at kristenbromley.com. You are of course welcome to participate in this course with or without the books, but with the books you can play right along with me on all the songs and exercises as intended. Plus, each book comes with exclusive access to additional hours of in-depth video lessons that go with each part of that book. If you find this Guitar 101 series helpful, please like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get to jamming in this week's lesson. Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online guitar academy. I'm so delighted to have you joining me. Here in lesson 2 of the Guitar 101 course, we're going to be reviewing a little bit of what we did last time and moving forward as well. So, last time we learned G, E minor, C, and D. We'll review those chords, we'll work on some new strumming patterns, and we'll even learn a new chord today, D7. We'll also continue working on playing melodies by reading tablature and by reading standard music notation. So we did a little bit of that last time. We'll continue to work on that in this lesson. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start in the chords book. We'll be on page 12. We'll just review those chords with the chord progression that we ended off with last time. So number 6, that was the goal, to get to playing number 6. Where we get to play all of these chords, G, E minor, C, and D, with 4 down strums per measure. Just like so. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, and we've got G, then E minor, let's do C, relaxed as we do this. The right hand motion is just like waving, only now we're waving at the guitar, so to speak. If you're using your thumb, you're just brushing the strings with your thumb, or like I'm using, I'm holding that pick and brushing those strings with the pick, which is an extension of the thumb. So this should be a great warm-up. Let's do it one more time. Okay, hopefully that's a nice little warm-up. Get those hands going. Let's go over to lesson 2 now. So we're going to go over to page 13. We're going to talk about strumming with eighth notes. So far everything we've been doing is with quarter notes. We're just strumming once per beat. What we want to do now in this lesson is add the up strums. So we're just going to strum down and up. Simple as that. If you see there at the bottom of the page, you'll see the 2 different strumming patterns we've done, or the one we just did and the one that we're doing now. So you'll see the little symbols, the little rectangle, so to speak. There's a thick line at the top with 2 little legs. It looks almost like a hurdle. That indicates that we do a down strum, and then a V indicates an up strum. As we move through the book, you're going to see lots of strumming patterns written out with the rhythmic notation on 1 measure usually, sometimes 2 measures, but 1 measure of rhythmic notation and up above for each rhythm. It'll tell us which direction we're supposed to strum. So you can see the 2 examples there. The strumming pattern we've been using is 4 quarter notes per bar, just doing that. 4 down strums. Now to the right, we're going to add that 8th note and add the up strum. And this is great. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm just muting the strings in my left hand, just sort of setting them there lightly. Allows me to just work on strumming in my right hand before I even bother trying to do it with chords. It should feel natural to come back up, though brushing the strings in both directions might feel a little less natural. So with holding the pick, I just have to strum the opposite side of the pick on my way up, and it's just as easy as that. If you're not using a pick, then you would use your thumb, can do the same thing. And sometimes what I'll do, if I don't have a pick or I didn't want the sound of a pick, is you can actually put your fingers together as if you did have a pick and strum down sort of with the nail or the back little part of that index finger and then up with the thumb. So sometimes I'll do that as well. It's another option. Just skipped over there. But I'm using a pick. I recommend using a pick as soon as you're able to. So we just go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we'll go back, now that we're warmed up on this strumming pattern, and play number 6 from the previous page again with that strumming pattern. Let's do it kind of slow, or medium tempo, a little bit slower than what we were just doing. And we'll do it 2 measures per chord. So we're going to lengthen out the time we get to spend on each chord before we switch. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and ready and go and G. Do G again. Let's go to E minor. Let's go to C. Now I want to point out, I've played for a bit, so switching chords is really easy for me. But if you can learn to keep your right hand going, it can obscure how long it takes to change in the left hand. So if I do once per bar, and I think about switching, and then I keep my right hand going, and I'm like, okay, I've got to switch, and then I think I've got to switch, those fingers down nice and slow. It obscures the change more than if I strum, stop, switch, stop, switch, stop, switch. Now sometimes we all come to this with differing abilities as far as dexterity goes and just how much we've played music before. Some of you may fly right through it, and some of you this might be really challenging. So you can just practice right along with me, or even songs. Sometimes it's fun to just put on a song you like and just practice going down, up with it, muting the strings so you can get that right hand really confident. And then you can work on just switching chords without worrying about strumming, then put the two together. We're going to go ahead and do it again, but we'll do it as written, so 1 time per chord. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and ready and go and G. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how we can alter the rhythmic aspect of that strumming pattern just a little bit, changes it up. So we've been playing with what we call straight eighths or even eighths, meaning every single one of those eighth notes, every single one of those down, up strums, they get the exact same amount of time. But if we want to swing the rhythm, we're actually going to give the down strums, or those eighth notes which are on the beat, we're going to give them 2/3 of the beat. We're going to delay the entrance of the up strum or the upbeat. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Kind of turns it into sort of a tripletized thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is a feel that we use with some songs. So some songs sound better played with even eighths or straight eighths, and some sound good with the swung eighths. So let's practice swinging here a little bit. You just delay the up strum. It's like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Okay, we'll take that back and play with our G chord, our progression, G, E minor, C, and D. So here you go. 1, 2, ready, and we got the G, E minor, C, D, G, E minor, C, and D. Again, G, E minor, C, and D. Last time, G, E minor, C, and D. They're on D. Okay, so we'll flip on over to page 15 now. We're going to do number 7. If you take a look at number 7, you'll notice that there's a D chord over the first measure, a C chord over the second measure, a G chord over the third measure, and then the fourth measure doesn't have any chords over it. So when we see a measure that doesn't have any chords over it, that means that we're going to continue playing the last stated chord. So we'll play G again. So we're going to have 2 measures of G. This chord progression, going D, C, and G, many of pop songs have been written on progressions, or on a progression with these 3 chords. Sometimes they last a little longer, sometimes they last just like this, but many of songs have been written on this progression. We're going to first do it with the even eighths, so we'll go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Here you go. 1, 2, ready, go. We're going to have D, time, D, like this where there isn't another measure written at the end, we can just play an extra down strum on the final chord. That works well. Okay, let's do it swinging now. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You go 1, 2, ready, and D. Just a reminder that in these Guitar 101 classes I skip around a little bit, so I skip numbers 1 through 5, really 1 through 6, but the video lessons that come with each one of the books are far more in depth, and you can actually play right along with me, even at different tempos sometimes, with each of the chord progressions, exercises, and songs in all the books. So if you want more, that's a great place to go. Just look at the beginning of the book. There's the QR codes. You can play right along. Okay, let's go ahead and take a break from the chords. We'll go into tabs for a minute. We'll come back to chords after we've had a little bit of break. So we're in the tablature book. We're going to start on page 11 and review the 2 melodies that we did last time. So last time we did Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, which is number 4. We're going to go ahead and just play that one first. As a review, each of those strings is represented by the lines of the tablature, and you don't have to worry about the standard music notation, which is up above. It has both the chord symbols and the actual notated melodies. Down below with the tablature, it's telling us how to play that. While we're working on tabs, we're going to do it a little bit more intuitively and by ear rather than worrying about the rhythms. So you can just go ahead and follow me or play it sort of with the same intuitive rhythms that you have, that you know. Use your ear a little bit that way so we can start developing that ear. And when we're working on reading standard music notation, which we'll do a little bit of, then you can worry about really those rhythms and playing everything as it's written. Okay, so we got Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Those numbers represent the frets, the lines represent the strings, the highest line is the highest string, the lowest line is the lowest string, and everything else just makes sense in between. So, here we go. This should be a review from last time. We got 1, 2, ready, and we had this twinkle. Okay, let's take it a little bit faster. 1, 2, ready, and twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Okay, a couple reminders on the technique. So over in your left hand, you want to make sure that the notes that happen in the first fret are played with the index finger. The notes that happen in the second fret are played with the middle finger. The notes that happen in the third fret are played with the ring finger. And the notes that happen in the fourth fret are played with the pinky. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Over here in the right hand, if you're using a pick, then you want to anchor, or it can be really helpful to just anchor back on your bridge. And that's right sort of at the palm of your hand. Not so that it's actually muting the strings, but just behind it, kind of back. If you're playing an acoustic, it's back on these buttons that help keep the strings in place. The plug of the hole where the string end is down in there. That's a great way, and then it's mostly a motion from the wrist. And just a little bit of pick showing. I can play those notes. Now, if you're using your thumb, you might find it useful to just sort of let your fingers anchor and then play with your thumb. Okay, we're going to go on to number 5, When the Saints Go Marching In. This one should be a review as well. So I'm going to give us 3, 4, 1 as the count off, and then we'll be in. So here you go. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, rest. 3, 4, rest. 3, 4, rest, 2. Rest, 2. 3, 4, 1, off. Okay, let's flip the page over to pages 12 and 13 and we'll do some new ones. Okay, let's do number 6, London Bridge. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, let's do Jumping Bean. This one might be a little less familiar, but if you take a look at the rhythms, you're going to notice it's almost all quarter notes, except for the measures where there's only one note. And in those measures, it's a dotted half note, so we're going to hold it for 3 counts. So just knowing that, you can kind of play it intuitively without having to actually know the melody. Here we go. This one's in 3/4. I'm going to give us 3, 2, 1 as our count in. 3, 2, 1. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Now you can practice these as many times as you need to at various tempos. I'm just trying to play it at a nice introductory tempo. Hopefully it's not too fast or too slow, but you can practice them at all the tempos you want to. Let's go over and do number 8, Red River Valley. So we'll be on page 13. This one comes in, I'm going to give us 3, 4, 1, 2, and we'll be in with the melody. So here you go. 3, 4, 1, 2. 2. 3, 4, rest, 2. 3, 4, rest, 2. 3, 2, off. Okay, let's try taking it a little bit faster. 3, 4, 1, 2. This valley may say you are going. I will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. 3, 4, 1, 2. You are taking the sunshine. Rest 2. 2, off. Okay, we'll do hearts, and that'll be the last one of these that we'll do today. So number 9. 1, 2, ready, go. 4. Okay, let's go back to the chords. Okay, so we'll jump back to page 15 in the chords book. I've got that written there on the board. We're going to learn a new strumming pattern. After we've had a little break with the chords, we'll come back to it first with a new strumming pattern. So this one's going to have down, down, up, up, down. Now you can see it written there at the top of page 15. A reminder that down strums are indicated by the symbol that's like a rectangle with a darker line at the top. So it looks kind of like a hurdle, like a track hurdle. And then the V is sort of like a U, means up. So we have a rhythm here that is going to be beyond what we've studied yet as far as rhythms go, really. But down, down, up, up, down is how the strumming pattern goes. So I'm going to work you through that. Learning that pattern intuitively is a little bit more important than being able to read it, though visually taking a look at it may help, especially with the direction, and then also recognizing the rhythms. So we've been going, we were previously going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So for this first half, and we'll just worry about the first half, we're going down, down, up. So we're skipping over the first up, down, up, down, up. I just skipped it. Down, skip, down, up. Or 1 and 2 and. So just that much. And down, down, up. Again. Down. Again. 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 Once more. Again. Keep going. Yep. Now the trick is we've got a little syncopation, and you'll see written there the little arched line which says tie. It's got an arrow pointed to it that says tie. That's a tie. It's tying the next downbeat to that, or the next beat I should say, but it's a down strum. So instead of going 1, 2, and 3, we're going down, down, up. And then we're skipping that and doing another up. So down, down, up, up, ready, and down, down, up, up, ready, and down, down, up, up, ready, and down, down, up, up. Now we just need to add another down to it. So down, down, up, down, ready, and 1, 2, ready, and down, down, up, down, ready, and down, down, up, ready, and down, down, up, down. We're going to try and keep it going here. So you're going to have down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Let's try and do it with a G chord. Down, down, up. number 6. So 2 chords. We're going to do 2 chords per time. So we'll do it as if each chord was written over 2 measures instead of 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, ready, and we'll go G. Okay, let's do it as written now, so 1 time per chord. Strumming pattern will happen 1 time per chord. 1, 2, ready, and G. E minor, C, D, again G, E minor, C, D, again G, E minor, C, D, once more. And there on G. Now, I think about switching before the chord actually comes. I think down, down, up, down, switch. 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 And that keeps me from fumbling when it's time to switch the chords. So I think about switching the chord a little bit early. So I throw that out as a helpful hint. Okay, we're going to go ahead and swing the rhythm now. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So we'll try and do once per chord with the swung rhythm. 1, 2, ready, and G. E minor. Without switching chords. That is if you're not worrying about strumming. Now you can just isolate it, just play the strumming along with me, just play the chord along with me, and then put them together. Okay, let's do number 7. We'll go back to the even 8th version, and we'll do the chord progression number 7. So D, C, and G. So you got 1, 2, ready, and D, C, G. Again, D, C, let's flip the page and do another chord progression. Okay, so there on page 16, let's do number 9. This one's going to be nice because for the most part we get 2 measures per chord, and that's really helpful as we're learning. But when we get to the last 2 measures, you're going to have G, C, and then G. So that's written there right on the staff in rhythmic notation. So you're going to have G, C, G. So another way of saying that will be down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So we have a down, down, up on G, a down, down, up on C, and then we just strum G. G, C, G. Otherwise we'll use down, down, up, down. Okay, so here we go. Starting on C. 1, and we're going to swing it this time. 1, 2, ready, and C. Let's do it again a little bit faster. So you got 1, 2, ready, and C. To G. To D. To G. To C. Okay, so we're going to take a break from chords again, and we'll go over and do a little bit of note reading. Okay, so we're in the note reading book on pages 10 and 11. I've got that written there on the board. So let's review the notes. We've got that written there on page 10. The open E string, the top E string, is played open. That's the top space of the treble clef staff. The F that sits on the first line is with our first fret on that high string. We want to put our index finger just behind the metal fret bar, maybe a millimeter or 2. Play on the tips of our fingers. We're going to play that with our index finger. And then the G that sits on top of the staff, we play with our ring finger at the 3rd fret. Going to set that just a couple millimeters behind that fret bar. So E, F, and G. If we go ahead and review a little bit of the rhythm, number 1 is written with whole notes. So I'm going to play this kind of fast, but each one of those whole notes gets 4 counts. So let's go ahead and do that. So you got 1, 2, ready, and E, 2, 3, 4, F, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, G, 3, 4, F, 3, 4, E, 3, 4. Okay, and number 2, this should be a review as well, but half notes, 2 counts each except for in that final measure. So let's go ahead and play this one. 1, 2, ready, and E2, E2, F, F, G, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, G, E, E2, 3, 4, and we're off. Okay, so over to page 11. Number 3, it's all quarter notes. Let's go ahead and play this one. Quarter notes get 1 count. So it's gonna be just like so. The final measure has a whole note though. So you got 1, 2, ready, and 3, 4, off. Okay, we'll do number 5. Let's skip down to number 5. This one's going to change up the rhythm and the pitch. So here we go. E string pearls. 1, 2, re, ti, and E, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, F, 2, E, 2. Three, four. Two, three, four, off. Okay, so a little bit of review from last time. Let's flip the page. Okay, so let's play number 6. You got 1, 2, ready, and E, 2, E, 2. When doing these, you can do it just kind of like Guitar Hero the game. You just read along and catch as many as you can right along with me, and then you can go back and work on any of the tricky spots that got you off guard. Play it through at different tempos, play it through slow enough that you can play it through completely accurate, then speed it up. Those are great ways. Of course, this book, like all the books, comes with more in-depth videos if you want to play more with me even on these. We'll go ahead though and do number 7, equally divided. So you're gonna have 1, 2, re, ti, and. 3, 4. Three, four. Okay, next time we'll take a look at the B string. Once we add in the notes on the B string, so B, C, and D, once we've got 6 notes, we can actually start playing some recognizable melodies, so that's super fun. Okay, let's go back. We'll learn a new chord and finish off this lesson with a little bit of the chords again. Okay, so we're back in the chords book. We're on pages 17 and 18. We're starting on page 17. We're going to learn how to play the D7 chord, which is a new chord for us. So we've known the D, which has the triangle that goes sort of this way, as I've got this written here on the board. The triangle for D7 goes the other way. That's how I used to mentally remember it before I knew this chord a lot. We're going to have our index finger, as you can see on the diagram on page 17. You have your index finger, 1st fret, 2nd string, middle finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, ring finger, 2nd fret, top string. We strum the top 4 strings, we don't strum the bottom one. So it's just like D, only we got to get this over to there. So we have to rearrange our triangle, so to speak, our hand. And that's how we play D7. So we're going to go ahead and play over on page 18. We're not going to do this whole lesson. We're going to really dive into this one a little bit more next time. But just to get us going here a little bit with songs where we actually start having the lyrics and the melody and a little bit of singing, which is nice. Of course, the book is full of public domain songs because that saves on the cost. But you can start finding songs online, and we'll talk about that more next time too. But you can start playing pop songs that might be familiar that use the same chords. So we're going to play When the Saints Go Marching In. Because it's a new chord, you can go ahead and just do down strumming this first time. And it might be a bit much to worry about the new chord and singing at the same time, but I'm going to go ahead and sing. So there with number 2 on page 18, When the Saints Go Marching In, this has a pickup measure. That means we're going to have a little bit of music happening before the main part or the main form of the song comes in. So in this case we have this, oh, when the saints, oh, when the saints, and on saints, we have our first complete measure. That's where our chord comes in. I want to point out, because we're not looking at music with slash notation anymore, that we see that G written over the first complete measure. We're going to continue to play G through all the measures until we see a chord symbol above another spot. So for us, we're going to play G for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures before we get to D7. Then we have D7 for 2 measures, then we're back to G for 2, and then we have C for 2, and then G, D7, G. The other thing I will mention is that the strumming pattern still happens once per chord, and so we're going to work up in a second to do that down, down, up, up, down, just like we were working on earlier. But because we have this new chord and we got to get used to playing it, we're just going to do down strums. So I'll sing the pickup measure, the pickup notes of oh, when the saints, be in right there. So here we go. Ready and oh, when the saints time there at the end. Okay, now if you want to work on singing and playing at the same time, and you probably do, then just simplifying that strumming pattern so you can worry about singing is something that works. So we're going to go through it again. You can try singing along with me. I just played the pickup notes, and the more we learn how to read notes in the note reading sections of these lessons, the more prepared you'll be able to do that. But I use that to find where the pitches are. So, and I'm singing it an octave lower than the sopranos might want to sing it. I'm singing it, I have a contralto voice, so I sing it down half alto, half tenor, half the time. I'm kind of just living in that range. So you can sing it where it works best for you, but that first pitch, oh, or oh. So, or maybe if you got somebody who's really low, a real big bass, you could sing down there. So you go ready and go. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. How I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Okay, so now let's try throwing in the strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Once per measure. Here you go. Oh, when the the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Okay, we'll do the same thing with number 3, Red River Valley. Down, down, up, down. This one just has 2 beats for the pickup from this valley, and then we're in valley. So, ready and from this valley. They say you are going. I will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, for they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened our path for a while. Okay, and you can look up more verses online if you want to. We're going to do it this time with the swung version of the strumming pattern. So, from this valley they say you are going. I will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, for they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened our world for a while. Okay, so that wraps us up for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll continue to work on the tablature and the note reading. We're going to learn a new string on the note reading, and with the chords, we'll continue to work on singing and playing, seeing songs that have lyrics and chords, and learning how to sort of find pop songs that are written the same way. Folk songs, sort of a line. Folk songs were the pop songs of the day. They're just in public domain now because they're from a long time ago. But pop songs of the day sort of use the same techniques, same types of chords, same types of strumming patterns. So it works well. Warm up here and you can search for songs that you really like. So we'll be working on that. We'll also learn a couple new chords. So hope you're having fun playing the guitar, and we'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.